What's going on, world of YouTube? It's A New Breed, just dropping in. I'm probably gonna have to start doing my videos like this due to the fact that I have the attention span of a field mouse, and trying to sit down, edit, do pictures and everything else. I'll probably be able to do those every now and then, but unfortunately, yeah, my ADD gets the best of me. So what I'm talking about today is prepping on a budget. Now, prepping on a budget, if you've already got your food, I'm just gonna help you out with the power situation. There's a lot of different solar generators, and a portable solar generator is just one that you can carry. It doesn't have to be charged by solar, but it's best if you get a solar panel just in case, shit hits the fan, there's no electricity, you can charge it. All of them have wall chargers. It makes it a little bit easier. Now, I've been in the solar game for a little bit. As far as my house has been fully solar for the past 8 years. Switched over from, gas heat to firewood, burn all year round, trying to become more, self-sufficient and keep things going that way as far as making life easier for me and more cost-effective and more cost-efficient. Now, I do understand, as a prepper, there are certain people who have certain financial barriers that they might not be able to pass at the time. Let's be honest, the economy's in the shithole, so it is what it is. But if you go on, and what I do is I generally go on Amazon 2 to 3 times a night. I know that sounds a little weird, but hear me out. I go on Amazon 2 to 3 times a night, and I look up different things as far as for prepping that I'm looking for, and sometimes I find some excellent sales. Now, not always saying that excellent sales means the best stuff. Not saying it doesn't either. Just be careful and look at the ratings on what you're buying. Now, I'm going to give you guys some throwbacks on some of the portable power generators that I have, all solar powered, and let you know that it doesn't have to be very expensive. So this is one of my first ones. It's a little small, 288 watt hour. Now, would I recommend this one? Not with the technology that they have now. But since I got this thing about 5 years ago, it was pretty decent. Now, it does have a table that tells you how many watts is left. It charges, and this can be charged using pretty much any laptop cord that comes with it. It's got 2 USB, and then when you flip it around back, this one you can plug in either 2-prong or 3-prong, and you can do different countries. I'm in the US, so that's what I'm mainly using. This one, I'm not gonna lie, kind of outdated. I've ran this one probably about 200-300 cycles. Just because going on camp outs, different things, it's relatively lightweight, not too heavy. Now, it is metal. It does have a nice metal shell to it, and it gets the job done when you need it. As far as charging your cell phone, or if you need to plug in a light, if you need to charge your laptop, anything like that, 288 watt hours, that'll do the trick. Now, let me explain to you what watt hours are before I move on to the next one. Watt hours, say for instance, you have a 300 watt hour portable charger and you're running something that is 30 watts. So you always divide the watt hours by what you're charging. So the watt hours could be 300 and you have a 30 watt hour thing that you're using to charge. So that brings you down to 10 hours of charge time or 10 hours of run time. Not saying you always have to. Also, when you're looking at these, you have to look at the peak wattage versus what you can run. So you could find a 288 that can run 600 watts peak power, but you're only going to get 30 minutes on it. So I hope that math makes sense. Now, if you have something that you're going to be running very, very low watts, you can run those things forever. Also, if you're charging in the day, you can charge in while allowing it to charge other things. So if you have it plugged up to a 100-watt solar panel, which is nominal for some of these smaller ones. The bigger ones, you can get 200-watt solar panels, 150, and put it on there, and it'll work perfectly fine. So for this one, this is my next one. This one's older. Well, that's my oldest. This one is an older model. This one is 300 watt hours. This is a big one for 300 watt hours, but you'll understand why. This one's got a metal case. Now this one does not have a screen to tell you how much power is left. So basically you have to go off of these. So when you look at those, you're either going to get 25, 50, 75, 100. Now, off and on, right there. And then you can also turn on the USB ports in the bottom right there. That's why that lights up, and that lights up letting you know your USBs can be used. And then these two external ports, this is your internal charging port, and you have, of course, your regular plugs. The reason why I like this one's pretty cool. If you look on the back, it's got the fan to cool it down, and you can pop this off, and there you go. You got 4 fuses, so just in case something pops, pop another fuse in, good to go. So it protects itself and it doesn't fry out. This one has been one of my favorites back in the day. This one's heavy, old school. This one's made out of metal too. It's got a really, really good build. Would I recommend this? Yep. Can you find it anymore? Probably not. I bought this thing a while ago. I'll actually probably end up trying to see if they still produce them. NC, made by Sungzoo. Now the thing is I don't get paid for any of this shit. I'm just showing you guys stuff for prepping on a budget, and to give you the price of those, this first one wasn't very expensive. I mean, back in the day, the prices jumped up back and forth, so you can look and find different things on different models. This one, believe it or not, this one was $300. Now, to explain to you, watt hours, you're generally going to go about $1 per watt hour. So if you find a 300 or a 288, you're generally going to be running around the same amount of money that you are looking at in the watt hours. So you got a 288, be expecting 288 to 300. That's probably going to be your going range. So next up, we're going to get into some of the ones that have been in the past 2 or 3 years. I'm not sponsored, so like I said, all this shit is just, it's pretty much stuff that I've picked up over time, and I'm just showing you guys prepping doesn't always have to be expensive. Now this one is a 300 watt hour, actually 330. This one's a 330 watt hour. Now the thing about these is these are mass produced. And when I say mass produced, this name on here, that may not exist for very long. And then you have 1,000 other different companies making this exact same model. So 330 watt hours. So you would think it was about $300. No, I found it on sale for $97. This one has been running strong for 2.5 years. And I mean, I've ran the hell out of it. I've taken it out. We've gone on camp outs. We've done a little bit of everything with it. Now this one, if you see in the front, that one, it tells the watts in versus the watts out and your battery charge. So it's pretty decent as far as that goes, and it works relatively well. I mean, like I said, I've used it. It's got 2 plugs. It can take both 2 and 3 prong. Then it has 2 regular USBs and a USB-C. Then it also has your 2 and an input for solar. Now, if you flip it around to the back part has a light on it for pretty much, you know, so if you're ever in an emergency, you can kick that on. You can use it for a basic flashlight, and that flashlight will run forever. It's actually pretty nice. Now, once you want to shut it off, of course, you got to go back, hit the buttons, shut off that, shut that off, and I shut on the flashlight. There we go. So once you shut that off, everything will cut off. Now that's the third one. To be honest, I got 10 of these things. I'm not going to show them all. I'm just showing you. Most of these are just copy and paste. You can find these things online, and when you find them on Amazon, go back 2 or 3 times. One time it may be $250. You go back the next time, it's on sale, $98. Shit, I've got them for $75. Like, and they work. That's the big thing. Look at the ratings and reviews. They actually work. I've ran some of these 2, 3, 4, 500 cycles. I'll sit there and plug up. I'll go camping, and just for fun, we'll bring the laptop and we'll bring a small TV and a video game system, and I'll run it till it's dead, and then I'll recharge it just to make sure that it gets enough charging cycles. And these haven't failed me yet. Oh, another thing about this one. This one has wireless charging. I forgot to actually show you that. This one has wireless charging. It's not speed charging, but once you throw your case off, slap that on there, you're good to go. Next up, another one of my older models. Now this one is Engine Star. And this one, oh man, this one's been running for about 3 years. 3 years I've had this, never failed me. Same thing. When you look at it, you shut it on by using these buttons, AC, DC, then you figure out your power rating through those. You can turn on just the USBs, or you could turn on just those plugs. Now, this can be charged just like the other ones I forgot to mention, can be charged by using a cigarette lighter. You can actually plug in the cigarette lighter. This one, the light is on the back, just right there. Turn it on, strobe, flash for SOS, kick it off. This one at the time was running $219. I found it on sale for $74.99. This one is another 298 watt hour. Don't pay attention to the name brand. The reason why I say that is half of this shit is cut, copy, and paste, man. You find 1,000 different models just like this all over Amazon. It's not manufactured by a specific company. Just look at the model, figure out if you like it, read the reviews, see what people say about it. These have never failed me, and these aren't very expensive. I mean, so far, the ones I've showed you, the most I've spent is actually the one I'm going to show you. That's the one that's been the most expensive. So $219, got this one for $80. The rest of them, no more than 100. They're ranging from 288 watt hours to 330 watt hours. Some of them have wireless chargers, some of them don't. Now, the only difference you'll notice is the construction. So this one's plastic. I'm not saying I'd, smack a zombie in the head with this, because you're probably going to crack it, break it, and it's, it's done. Same thing with this one. This one, plastic construction. Now, don't get me wrong. This thing's going out with me, and this thing has lasted many, many hours. And I only tell people this because, like I said, there are people who are prepping on a budget. You don't always have to get, something that's out of your range or feel like you're hopeless because you don't have power due to the fact that you weren't able to afford the bigger, better things. There's always stuff that you can find out there. Once you get it, test it. Test it, run it through the ringer, drain it to zero, plug it back up. On Amazon, a lot of these things are getting 30 to 60 day refunds, and you can get either a new one or get your money back. So dog it. Dog the hell out of it while you got it. And I say that because if it's not going to work when you first get it and you're just sitting there running it, it's not going to work in a shit hits the fan situation. So once you buy them, plug them up, charge them fully, make sure they're good. Run them a couple cycles, plug up stuff to it, your laptop, your phone, lights, anything. But remember, all of them have a wattage rating. So if you got 330 watt hours, you could possibly have something that has a 600 peak and, just regular running, but it's supposed to be ran at 300. So you don't want to pass that 600 or the 1,000 or 2,000, 1,500 watts, whatever it is. You never want to pass that. That's why with a lot of the times, these smaller ones, don't put it on like a deep freezer, because it'll look like it's got low watts, 48, 50, 52. When the compressor kicks on, it'll shoot up to 500. So you'll be out of the range of some of these smaller ones. Now, I've got bigger ones too that can do the exact same thing, run a refrigerator, run a deep freezer, all that other good shit. So now the one I'm about to show you, this one I just got. This one was running, now this one, heavy duty metal construction. This one, heavier. Now, I just got this one. I found this on sale. Don't pay attention to the name brand, because once again, this one's another cut and paste. You'll find 1,000 different places that make them. They're made in China. The vast majority of them have a LiFePO battery, which is lithium ion phosphate. Better charge. They receive a lot better. Now this one, I've currently got my phone plugged into and I'm charging it. So it's got 18 watts coming from the phone. It's currently at 90%. And if I decide to plug in the charger, it'll charge while doing everything else. Let me grab it. And it should kick on. There you go. So it's going to go ahead and start showing you the watts in versus watts out. And that's how these work. Now, I'm not going to keep it on there the entire time. And it'll jump back and forth till it finds the nominal wattage to work at. So right now it's getting between 110 and 111. Of course, the screen's reversed, and is getting 28 watts to my phone that I'm currently using. And it's at 98%. So it can in charge as well as power out. Not all of them can do that. Make sure it can do both. The vast majority of new ones can. Same thing with the one with the wireless charging. So basically this one was $399. It had a 50% off coupon, which dropped it down to $200. Then it had an additional $100 off coupon on Amazon, which dropped it down to $100. So I got this one for, I think it was like $112 after tax. 500 watt hours, 1,000 watt peak energy, 1,000 watt peak, and it runs pretty good. I love the fact of what it does. And this one's set up, of course, you can see right now I've got it plugged in to the actual plug port, and it tells you that much. You also have LED. It has LEDs on the front and the back. Let me unplug this real quick. So it has LEDs on the front and the back. So those there and there. This one can, like the rest of them, can be charged not only by solar, but they can all be charged by, but they can also be charged with, car lighters, cigarette lighters. So if you're driving, you go ahead and plug it in. And this tries to work at nominal. As you see, it dropped down to 18 versus when I had it plugged in with the 110, it was up a little higher to 25. These generally try to figure out a range of what to use to get the longest time out of them. So I've had this one running for I've had this plugged up to my phone for about 2 hours just to see what it would do, and I'm at 98%. So that's not technically too bad. 500 watt hours, and it's good to go. I also plug up my laptop. Now this one, I have to see if it'll stand the test of time. Now I'm not gonna lie to you about this one. We'll see what this one does. I'll come back. I'm gonna dog it, see what goes on, and let you guys know. Now, I did order 2 of them, but here's the thing, and this is why I say always test them and dog the hell out of them. This one came to me, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This one came, turns on, does everything else, doesn't work. So in all reality, that's why I say, get something where you can send it back or get a refund, do whatever you need to do, and that's that. This one works perfectly fine. But the thing is, with a lot of these copy and paste ones, you will find a defective one every now and then. But I'm not gonna lie. Out of the 10 that I've had, that's the only one that hasn't worked. So I've dogged the other ones 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and I always have power. Now this is a little handy tool too. Now I want to show you this before I get off of here, because literally I'm running way past my time and you're probably tired of hearing me talk. A light bulb. Now this light bulb is a little bit different. This is an anywhere light bulb. So you could take this, but you gotta bear with me because it's not too bad. I'm gonna use my smaller one, and we're gonna go ahead and plug this in. So you can plug this into any port. You can plug it into anywhere. Right now it's currently using 24 watts. Sorry for blinding you, but right now it's using 24 watts to charge that light bulb. Now this is a very different type of light bulb, and I'll be doing a video on this one because most people probably haven't made it this far into my video, so I'll do this shit later. All right, so we're going to unplug the light bulb, you see? Now, a lot of people got tricked by this dumb shit, saying that light bulbs will light up if you've got the COVID shot and press it against your skin. Nah, these light bulbs have a built-in battery. So when you press it up against your skin, it does light up because you've connected the circuit. So I don't know where, just a heads up, I didn't get the COVID shot. Not my thing, don't do that. I'm not getting the vid. So all you do is you literally put your fingers on it and it lights up. These have batteries on the inside, and they're not a big battery, but you could take this, you could put these in every socket in your house, but it has to be a plug-in, because whenever you turn them off, the socket's still completed, so it'll turn on. But anything like a lamp, plug it in, pop it on in, it will charge up. And then you've got this where you can plug it into any wall and then it'll light up. And also, it's not very high wattage. So once again, sorry for blinding you. The only back draw is when it's plugged in and charging. you can't really turn it off. But it holds enough power to light for, I believe, another 12 to 15 hours after you've unplugged it and it's fully charged. Doesn't use many watts either. So not only can you do that, but anything that completes the circuit, sorry about that, I had to go ahead and splice that. Now, anything that completes the circuit, even putting your finger in between these, will light it up. So that's what these are good for. Now, these aren't very expensive. I've got a whole case of them. And when I say a whole case, I bought a whole case of 20 on sale for 60 bucks. That's $3 a bulb. And they're guaranteed to run about 12,000 hours and they're LED. So this is just some stuff for people who are prepping on a budget. Like I said, I don't knock however you got to prep, but if you need some extra power, please go on and look around. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much. If you didn't, it is what it is. But I'll be doing another video and I'll probably break these down into smaller sections, giving more of the in-depth, and I'll bring out some solar panels, stuff like that, and shit, I'll probably even go live. But yeah, you know, thanks for coming along on this journey, and I just wanted to show you these. Best of luck, and just remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. It's A New Breed, signing out.